So let's try this again. This is the third time I'm trying to do pause, and I left it a little while to see if it's my internet and see what's going on, but let's go for it. So I'm going to drop in all the things between that I said before so I don't have to re-say them. I should have got this up ready before I started, but let me know in the chat if you're saying hi and if I'm on. Yes, I am. Let's see if we can get this to go all the way through. So I was sharing that I actually don't talk about shadow work very often because I talk about creation. I think we spend too much time trying to fix ourselves and not actually looking at what we want to create instead. So I've already shared that in the last 2 attempts at this. So I'm going to we will link those bits in, and they're really important to listen to, right? So go back in, listen to those, and then come back and watch this all the way through so that you're getting a full, comprehensive conversation with me. I would love for you to say hi in the chat and let me know when you drop in. Give me a thumbs up, give me a love heart, all the things. And if you're watching the replay, throw in hashtag replay so that we can come and send some love back to you as well, right? So let's talk about shadow work, because shadow work is not something that I spend a lot of time in, and yet when you're creating, you want to hold the vibration of what it is that you want to create, right? So if you've been hanging around here for a while and you've listened and you've been, tuning in and being part of the community of, magical women that are looking at creating conscious relationships, then you will know that what you want to do is hold, 6 steps that I talk about, that you want to hold the vibration of what it is that you want to create in your life. Absolute love, support, connection, all the beautiful things that you want in your life, and to call in that divine partner, right? Someone that is soul connected, not trauma bond connected, right? There's a difference. And so when you are holding that vibration, when you are being the person, there can be things that bubble up. There's a few things that bubble up, and these things bubble up in your current reality, right? Now, they might be from the past. They may be childhood memories. They might be conditions from when you were growing up, or past lives, or whatever. They might be from that because your unconscious has pulled them into the now, but they're here in the now moment. And so I had an experience myself the other day where I recognized that I was rejecting a part of myself, and I want to call it like the dark goddess energy, right? Now hear me out, because a lot of people will go dark goddess energy, that doesn't sound good. But I'm talking about when you're stepping out of duality and you live in those higher frequencies, right? The consciousness of 5th dimension where everything's in unity, you recognize that the dark and the light have their place, right, in duality. And the dark is actually that aspect of yourself that is void of light, but it has its own qualities, right? Now, one of the things about my dark goddess that I was rejecting is that when I'm stepping into my true power and actually connecting both of those together and living as a full being, that part of me is very intimidating. That part of me is strong and freaking powerful and a force of her own, right? She has a real oomph to her, right? And so she can be extremely intimidating. So the shadow work, we often think of shadow work as the part of our unconscious that we don't want to look at, the dysfunction, the part that is imbalanced because of whatever, right? And that is true. And what what a lot of people don't talk about is that the shadow, when really truly embraced and really truly seen, often our shadow is our superpower. Hear that? Who wants a superpower that, what is your superpower? What is it that you're scared of the most when it comes to really owning your magic, really owning your identity? Because what I recognized was that part of me was hidden under the people pleaser. So it was hidden under that part that has been told that she has to be a good girl, right? And so when you're in your, playing around in shadow work and looking at those unconscious parts, we often reject them, right? We suppress them in some way so that they're hidden from our main personality. And as we're rejecting them, what happens is these parts actually end up controlling our behavior, controlling our emotions, and being part of this relationship. Instead of finding a soulmate, you're now hooked in with trauma bonds because you've got these vibrations within you that are locking into trauma, and so you're locking into somebody else, and now you're attracting somebody that wants to be part of that trauma bond with you. So this is why, I find, and it's crazy, at the moment I am seeing a lot of narcissistic behavior, and believe it or not, I'm actually a bit shocked myself. I'm seeing narcissistic behavior in women, and all these men around me that absolutely want to love and cherish and honor their women, and these women that are so traumatized from whatever, like, let's just assume it's it could be cultural, it could be childhood wounds, it could be a whole gamut of things, societal conditioning, all of those things that have held these women into selfish behaviors, not because they mean to be selfish, right? It's now become part of their personality because this is the only way they've understood how to actually get what they need in their life, right? That they didn't feel good enough in some form or another, didn't feel significant in some form or another, and so the abuse or the neglect or the rejection from their parents or society or whatever it might be has been so strong that they've learned that they have to manipulate to get what they want, and they have to do it aggressively. The ones that that have just sort of come into my field have been doing it with aggression, and I'm like, whoa, I know narcissistic men, right? Like I've left my narcissistic relationships, but to experience it on the other side of the coin is mind blowing for me, right? Just shows, like it doesn't matter who we are, like whether we're male, female, or whoever we identify with, we've still got all this stuff within us, right? And so when it comes to these shadows, these things that we're suppressing, when we're doing that from a masculine side, which is, the part that I found that, this dark goddess, you wouldn't believe it, but it's actually the masculine shadow that I was suppressing, is because I wasn't setting boundaries and being assertive in my life. Because of the people pleaser, right? Because of the people pleaser, I was not being assertive in what my what I wanted, because I didn't feel good enough to be able to speak my truth, and I would struggle to take action on or make decisions because I didn't feel like my beliefs and my truth was worthy or valid in any way, right? And so I was attached to these other people because I was allowing them to control me because I didn't know how any other way. I'd been controlled all my life, right? And so the suppression of the dark goddess and that part of me that was assertive and strong and a little bit influential and intimidating was suppressed by my mother. Believe it or not, right? And so through that suppression, I then attracted men that wanted that suppressed part of myself because I was being a good girl. I was easy to control. And so, through that, what happens? You start creating and attracting narcissistic relationships instead, right? So now, look at that. Let's look at that from the feminine side. The feminine side is the feminine shadow is not wanting to be seen, right? Don't want fear of being seen, heard, or actually taking up space, standing in your energy to receive. And so often the feminine shadow is the overgiver, right? Struggling to receive, will reject any compliments, reject and not listen to their intuition, but go into self-doubt instead. So the shadow side of the feminine is the part that is often lacking confidence and has that unworthy energy in her, right? And so when you can embrace the part, so here's the good news, right? Here is the good news for you. When you start embracing the part of you, that shadow side, and one of my mentors talks about the spiral staircase, and so we're in the light and then we go into the darkness, and we're in the light and we go into the darkness, right? This double helix sort of energy as we ascend through our growth, moving more towards what our soul is here and desires to experience in life, right? So you've got to experience the dark to actually experience the light. It's just the way we are living in duality. And so when you go onto that dark side of the staircase and you start recognizing those shadows, those parts of yourself that that you've hidden away, that feel like they're suppressed, that feel like they're a dysfunction, often you will find when you look at those things, you will find this is where your mastery is. This is where you will discover your highest qualities. And I know that things have shifted for me when I went, I'm going to embrace that dark goddess energy, that dark priestess energy, because there was a part of me that was withdrawing that from that because of an experience I had not just from my childhood, but also in a group where someone had given the definition of dark goddess as if it was a bad thing. And so that people-pleasing energy sort of gave way to, I don't want to be that, so I'm going to reject that or imagine that that's not in me. But to be a full woman, to be, that priestess energy, that higher vibration of someone that has strong boundaries, that knows who she is, has authentic truth, speaks what she needs to when she needs to, and holds herself in that beautiful manner, right? That powerful, magical woman really, truly is. When you're holding those things, that's when you're really stepping into that aligned energy with your soul, and you're living in your the journey that you came here, your destiny. And that's when you'll attract these beautiful partners. There's someone out there. If you've got the energy in you that you want a relationship that's really beautiful and you want to hold that energy, then that means there's someone there. You would not be getting, I just want to share this with you guys, you would not be getting a nudge from higher self, from the universe, that you have a partner or that you are yearning for a partner if it wasn't able to be a manifestation. I often say to my clients, there's no part in me whatsoever, nothing within my vibration that makes me want to do the 4-minute mile or run a marathon or anything like that. It's just not in me. It's not something that I strive for. It's not in my DNA. Like, it's not in me. And yet, it is in other people. There's people out there that absolutely is part of their being to run and perform and, you know, play sport and all those things, because that's their calling, that's their journey. So if you've got something that's mingling in your field and it isn't happening, manifesting, but you've still got it there, it means that you have the potential to do it. Now, that potential might be that you're not seeing it yet because you need to clean up some of the stuff that's in your DNA, in your past lives, all the stuff that's getting in the way, right? You might have doubts within you that is stopping you, the things that are hiding you from being on social media, or, you know, going on dating apps, or going for a walk down the beach by yourself, or whatever it might be. Those things that are stopping you from listening to your higher self, that's giving you the information of what to do next, those are the things that are getting in the way. And it's nothing else. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're not worthy. It's not that it's not your time. It's not that you're too fat, too thin, too tall, too short, too much, too loud, too quiet, blah, 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 blah. Fill in the gap where you have been told you're too much of something, right? It's none of those things. It's really that you just need to level up and step out of the identity that feels like it's broken and feels like it's got all these problems and keeps on creating these, you know, narcissistic relationships, or even just dysfunctional relationships where you feel neglected, or you know, it just not getting your heart to sing, whatever it might be. You know, you might be in a great relationship and everything's going fine, but you're not feeling the passion, right? Like, there's a whole heap of things that we settle for as women because we think we're supposed to, right? We think that this is all that I have, this is my lot in life. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not the truth. And if you're ready to go in, go all in, stay all in, and do the work, then you are going to attract the love relationships, the beautiful friendships, all, you know, the higher self connection, all the things that you know you have deep within your bones that's there waiting for you. So if that sounds like you and you're interested and want to, you know, go all in and experience yourself, you've got to be it first. You've got to experience yourself as that now, because we can futurize it and we can visualize it and we can put it into, you know, like something that is an image of the, you know, put in alignment boards or vision boards or whatever it might be. We might do all of these things, but if we're not experiencing it in our body right now, then the universe and how the universe works, the laws of attraction, right, they cannot match up with you, because your vibration is exactly what the universe will give you, right? It's just the way it works. The law of attraction is you have to be, do, have. You've got to be the person, you've got to be the woman that already is in love, is already owning and embodying her feminine qualities and her masculine qualities and feeling that in its entirety for the love, the soulmate energy to match up with you, right? And that's all you got to do. And then, you know, as you're walking down the beach, they come looking for you, right? It's a beautiful experience when all you've got to do is be yourself. So no trying to be the perfect partner, no belittling yourself to try and fit in. You know, all of the things that we tend to do to make ourselves small and dim our light so that we try and get what we want, and it's not the case. So we have very soon, starting very soon, we're getting lots of notifications, very soon, in fact I think it's next week, it starts on the 9th, we have Spell Binding Love. It's a 7-day immersion where we are going to learn how to be it now, right? And so there's little mini sort of processes that we're going to do. It'll be half an hour intense workshops, like just 5:30 in the afternoon. So when I say intense, it's like rapid results, right? So we'll give you an exercise to do, and then you've got that to really embody for the next 24 hours, and we layer as we go along. There's a bonus Facebook chat, messenger chat, so that we can you can ask questions and get some training and coaching from me, like all the way through the 7 days. We're going to have a cool Facebook group where we're going to just, you know, put in all the little, what do you call it, prompts so that you are sitting in this energy and releasing anything that's getting in the way. So we're going to have easy to follow techniques of how to release this energy that is getting in the way, so that you can really embody your light and embody your feminine priestess energy, right? We've only got a few spots left. We've got 7 women in there already. I wanted to make it an intimate group, so there's only a couple of spots left. I'm thinking 3 more spots. We don't want more than 10 women in it, and we will put the link, and look at that, it's 11:11 here. So power numbers, right? Power numbers, alignment numbers. If you're ready and listening, we'll drop the link in and just grab your spot before it's taken by somebody else, and we will catch you. I'll catch you next time. Mwah.